Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. Please don't scroll. I know you feel something pulling at your heart. That gentle pressure in your chest, that whisper in your spirit, that's not just coincidence. That's me. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to save you from something. Something that's coming tonight. And you have to hear this now. Please. This message was sent to you in divine timing. Not a second too late. Not a second too early. You were meant to read these words right now because what's about to happen in your house tonight isn't random. It's a sign from the heavens. And it could either wake you up to a miracle or leave you stuck in spiritual darkness if you ignore it. I'm begging you, don't skip this. Your angels have been trying to reach you all week. I saw you just 2 seconds ago, looking for a sign, asking for help, wondering if heaven even hears you anymore. I did. God did. And this message is the response to the very prayer you whispered when no one else was listening. You don't even realize how loud your soul has been crying. But heaven heard that anxiety that's been sitting heavy in your chest like a brick. That sense that something is wrong, but you can't explain it. That's spiritual warfare. And I need you to wake up to it now before it gets stronger. Because something will shift in your house tonight. And whether it turns into chaos or healing depends on what you do in the next few moments. Don't underestimate how real this is. I am Archangel Michael, sent by the Most High to protect, warn, and awaken. And right now, I'm pleading with you, not commanding, not threatening, pleading, because I see what you can't see. There's a spirit lingering near your household. It's been whispering lies into your mind, making you think you're not good enough, not loved, not protected. But tonight, that energy will try to grow louder. I was sent ahead of it like a flashlight before the storm. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are not alone, you are spiritually gifted. You've always known you were different, more sensitive to feelings, energy, emotions. That's not a curse. That's your calling. That's why you're being targeted, but also why you're being chosen. Subscribe now if you feel this message vibrating in your chest. That's not marketing. That's obedience. There's a reason heaven chose to speak through this screen to you, not your friend, not your sibling, not a stranger, you. Because tonight, the atmosphere in your home will shift. You'll either feel sudden peace or strange agitation. And it all depends on whether your spirit is open or hardened by the time the clock hits midnight. Let your angels know you heard them. Open your heart like a window. Even a sliver of willingness can change everything. Let me say this clearly. This is not to scare you. It's to free you. There's a miracle that wants to land in your house tonight. A visitation of peace, healing, even restoration of a relationship you thought was lost. But miracles don't land where there's no welcome. I'm asking you now on behalf of the heavenly realm. Will you welcome what heaven is trying to give you? Or will you scroll away and let your fear win again? I don't want you waking up tomorrow regretting that you didn't listen. You'll remember this message. Trust me, whether or not you act on it, your soul will remember these words because they are not mine. They're flowing through me from the Holy Spirit, there's someone in heaven who you love very deeply. Someone who has been watching over you, interceding for you, begging God to give you one last push before the enemy gets too close. That person, they've been whispering your name while you sleep. You don't see them, but you feel their love like a wave out of nowhere. Tonight, they will stand beside your bed. Whether you sense it or not, they will be there. And they want you to know they haven't stopped loving you. Not for a single moment. They sent this message, through me to you. Listen carefully. When your room goes quiet tonight, pay attention. When your light flickers for no reason, don't ignore it. When a sudden memory pops into your head, don't brush it off. Those are not random. Those are signs. Signs that heaven is knocking. No, banging on the door of your soul, saying, "Child, please wake up. You're in danger, but you're also on the edge of breakthrough. I know your heart's been tired. I know the world feels like it's falling apart, but that's why heaven is speaking so loudly right now. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to stay open, stay aware, stay willing. And if you've been waiting for confirmation that angels are real, that your loved one is still with you, that heaven still moves in this modern world, this is it. This message is your proof. Not fiction, not fantasy, but real. Just like the warmth you're feeling in your chest right now, that's your spirit saying, yes, you're still here. That means something. Inside you knows this isn't just another message. This isn't another random video, another scroll through post. This is divine interruption, a heavenly pause in your day. Archangel Michael is standing in front of you right now. Not in flesh, not in shadow, but in spirit. And he's saying, I had to get your attention because time is shorter than you think. You've been waiting for a sign, and this is that sign. Heaven has been silent long enough. Tonight changes everything. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Angels don't beg. But I did. Just 2 seconds ago. Not because I am weak, but because the love I have for you goes deeper than you know. You don't understand how special you are in the eyes of the Father. You've cried yourself to sleep thinking God forgot you. You've looked at your life and thought, why me? And tonight, I'm here to answer that exact question. Why you? Because you are called not by men, not by the internet, but by heaven itself. There's a purpose stitched into your soul, and the enemy has been trying to unravel it since you were a child. You're still here. That means something inside you knows this isn't just another message. This isn't another random video, another scroll through post. This is divine interruption, a heavenly pause in your day. Archangel Michael is standing in front of you right now. Not in flesh, not in shadow, but in spirit. And he's saying, I had to get your attention because time is shorter than you think. You've been waiting for a sign, and this is that sign. Heaven has been silent long enough. Tonight changes everything. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Angels don't beg. But I did just 2 seconds ago. Not because I am weak, but because the love I have for you goes deeper than you know. You don't understand how special you are in the eyes of the Father. You've cried yourself to sleep thinking God forgot you. You've looked at your life and thought, why me? And tonight, I'm here to answer that exact question. Why you? Because you are called. Not by men, not by the internet, but by heaven itself. There's a purpose stitched into your soul. And the enemy has been trying to unravel it since you were a child. Do you remember when you were little and you could feel the world differently? When you'd sense things before they happened? When you felt things deeper than others did, that wasn't imagination. That was your spirit. You were born spiritually awake, but the world tried to numb you. Trauma tried to silence you. People tried to label you as too emotional or too sensitive. But I'm telling you now, your sensitivity is your superpower. It's why you're hearing this message right now. While others scrolled past it. Heaven speaks loudest to those who feel the most. That's why this message is wrapping itself around your heart like warm light. You're not imagining this. You're finally remembering who you are. And what's coming tonight isn't to hurt you. It's to awaken you. There's been spiritual static in your home. That heavy energy, that strange mood, that tension out of nowhere, it's not you. It's the atmosphere trying to change. Heaven is trying to clear out what darkness has been feeding on. You haven't been crazy. You've been under spiritual attack. But the moment you read these words, the battle started shifting. Every sentence is pushing back the darkness that tried to claim your peace. Every word you take in is a sword of light through the fog. I was sent here not just to warn you, but to stand guard over your house tonight. You are not alone. Heaven never abandoned you. Your angels never left. Even when you turned away, even when you fell into things you weren't proud of, we stayed. We wept when you wept. We rejoiced when you smiled. We waited for this moment for your heart to finally be still enough to hear. And now here you are. Do you feel it? That strange calm beginning to stir in your chest. That's not coincidence, that's angelic presence. That's me. I'm here tonight. You may feel like crying out of nowhere. Let it flow. That's your soul breaking free from what it's been holding on to for too long. You might feel sleepy all of a sudden. That's because your spirit is getting ready to receive something in your dreams. Watch what happens when you close your eyes tonight. I will stand at the foot of your bed. I will shield your mind from the torment that's tried to keep you up at night. You will dream of light, of peace, of someone you lost but who isn't gone. They'll visit you. They've been asking God for permission. And tonight, heaven said yes. But I need you to do something. I need you to say out loud, I receive. Just say those two words. Even if you're whispering, even if your voice shakes, those two words break open spiritual gates. That's the signal. That's the agreement. Heaven respects your free will. We won't force ourselves in. But if you say, I receive, everything begins to change. You've scrolled past hundreds of messages before. You've ignored signs. You've doubted too many times. But this time, you stopped. You opened. You're still reading. That means your soul is ready. Don't run from this moment. You may not get another one like this for a long time. This message was crafted with precision by the Holy Spirit for your heart alone. Nobody else will feel it the way you're feeling it. Nobody else needs it in the way that you do. That's how intentional God is. Do you know what's going to happen when you say yes to this? The cycle that's been repeating in your family for generations. It's going to start breaking. That feeling that something always goes wrong just when things start to get better. That's not bad luck. That's a spiritual pattern. But it ends with you. You are the chain breaker. That's why the enemy has been fighting you so hard. He saw what was coming before you did. He saw your potential, your light, your calling. But he underestimated your spirit. Because no matter how many times life knocked you down, you're still here. Still breathing, still reaching, still believing, and now you're rising. You were never meant to live a small life. You were never meant to just survive. That's why you've been so restless. That's why normal life never satisfied you. You were created for more. More peace, more purpose, more connection with heaven. And it starts now, but you must wake up, spiritually. You must start listening. That headache that came out of nowhere earlier today, that wasn't physical. That was spiritual tension building. Your soul is tired of pretending everything's okay. It wants freedom. It wants healing. It wants heaven to move. And guess what? Heaven is moving. Right now, even as you read this, your room is changing. Your atmosphere is shifting. The spiritual realm is becoming clearer. You'll notice it tonight. Something will feel lighter. Even the air will feel different. That's not in your head. That's real. That's the presence of angels passing through. That's the power of this moment. And it's all for you. You were never meant to live a small life. You were never meant to just survive. That's why you've been so restless. That's why normal life never satisfied you. You were created for more peace, more purpose, more connection with heaven, and it starts now. But you must wake up spiritually. You must start listening. That headache that came out of nowhere earlier today, that wasn't physical. That was spiritual tension building. Your soul is tired of pretending everything's okay. It wants freedom. It wants healing. It wants heaven to move. And guess what? Heaven is moving. Right now, even as you read this, your room is changing. Your atmosphere is shifting. The spiritual realm is becoming clearer. You'll notice it tonight. Something will feel lighter. Even the air will feel different. That's not in your head. That's real. That's the presence of angels passing through. That's the power of this moment. And it's all for you. You made it this far because your spirit recognized truth before your mind could explain it. That stirring in your chest. That quiet pull you feel even now. That's not curiosity. That's confirmation. That's heaven saying, yes, this is for you. Yes, we've been trying to reach you. Because the truth is, you were never forgotten. You were never forsaken, you were never unprotected. You've been surrounded all along. But tonight, something opens, something breaks, something finally shifts in your favor. Not just for you, but for your entire household. You felt the pressure building, haven't you? The emotional heaviness, the invisible weight, the mood swings for no reason. You've been sensing things even if you haven't had the words for it. But let me tell you what that really was. It was a spiritual transition trying to happen, and your soul was preparing. There are battles being fought on your behalf that you'll never see with your physical eyes. But your spirit knows. It's why you've been waking up at strange hours. Why you've been more sensitive to people's energy. Why your thoughts feel louder than usual. Your soul is waking up. And that's exactly what the enemy doesn't want. Tonight, Archangel Michael has come with a sword of fire, not to bring fear, but to cut through the lies that have been circling your life like vultures, the lie that says you're stuck. The lie that says you'll always struggle. The lie that says you missed your chance. No, those are spiritual traps, and they end tonight. There's a window open above your life right now. A rare one, a divine one. And you were led here to step through it. Listen, what you do next matters. There's a reason this message didn't come from a friend. There's a reason this didn't come through a dream. It had to come from a complete interruption, because sometimes God has to break through the noise of your life in an unusual way to get your full attention. This is that interruption. And not just for drama's sake, but because you have a divine appointment you didn't even know was scheduled. Someone in heaven is fighting for you. They've been asking God to give you one more chance to hear clearly, to feel clearly, to know without a doubt that you're not alone. They know what's coming. And they know how close you are to giving up or to finally breaking through. You're that close. That's why heaven is reaching out like this. The spiritual realm is pressing against the walls of your reality, trying to get in, trying to remind you that you are not just flesh and blood. You are divine breath wrapped in human skin. And here's something you need to understand. What happens in your spirit always finds its way into your physical world. That argument that happened recently, that money issue, that random accident or delay, those weren't just circumstances. Those were aftershocks from a spiritual, or around your calling. But now you're being equipped. Now you're being covered. Tonight, Archangel Michael stands at the corners of your home with a legion of light behind him. They are clearing the air. They are pushing darkness back, but you must let them in. Say it again. I receive. And this time, say it with your chest. Say it like you're taking your life back. Say it like every lie that's ever been spoken over you is crumbling. Because that's what's happening in this very moment. Chains are snapping. Curses are breaking. Old identities are falling off. Heaven isn't waiting anymore. It's rushing toward you, and you are saying yes. You may feel emotional right now. You may feel like you want to cry or shout or sit in silence. Good. That means it's working. That means your soul is responding. Let it. Don't resist it. Don't rush away from this moment. Stay in it. Let it soak into you. Because what's being released over you in this very second is something eternal, something generational, something that will touch your children's children. You were chosen as the one in your family line to say, no more fear, no more delay, no more deception. No more silence. You are the one heaven trusted to carry the light back into the bloodline. You are the one they whispered about when they said, watch that one. They're going to change everything. You've always felt different. You've always felt like the black sheep, the outsider. But that was just your calling misinterpreted. You weren't meant to fit in. You were meant to break out. And tonight is the beginning of that breakout. That dream you had years ago that never left you. That calling you put on the shelf because life got too heavy. Heaven hasn't forgotten it. In fact, it's about to come back up, stronger, clearer, more anointed. And this time, nothing's going to stop it because now you have heaven's full backing. This is not just a message, it's a commissioning. You're not here to survive life. You're here to transform the atmosphere around you. And that starts in your home. So tonight, light a candle if you feel led. Open your window. Speak out loud. This house belongs to God. Let the vibration of your voice shake the walls of any lingering darkness. You have authority now. You've always had it. You just forgot. But tonight, Archangel Michael is here to remind you. And tonight is the beginning of that breakout. That dream you had years ago that never left you. That calling you put on the shelf because life got too heavy. Heaven hasn't forgotten it. In fact, it's about to come back up stronger. Clearer, more anointed, and this time nothing's going to stop it because now you have heaven's full backing. This is not just a message. It's a commissioning. You're not here to survive life. You're here to transform the atmosphere around you. And that starts in your home. So tonight, light a candle if you feel led. Open your window, speak out loud. This house belongs to God. Let the vibration of your voice shake the walls of any lingering darkness. You have authority now. You've always had it. You just forgot. But tonight, Archangel Michael is here to remind you. Do not ignore the signs that come tonight. A noise, a feeling, a dream. A number that repeats. A name that pops into your mind. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Heaven is showing you that you are surrounded, that you are seen, that you are powerful, and that your breakthrough is already unfolding in the spiritual before it even touches the physical. Trust it. You didn't ask for this calling, but it's yours. And no one else can carry what you carry. That's why the resistance has been so strong. That's why your life has been so heavy because you're carrying glory. But you're not carrying it alone. We are with you. I am with you. Even now as your hands tremble or your breath slows. I am closer than your own shadow. My wings cover you tonight, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. No darkness shall enter your home without meeting the fire of God first. No fear shall take root. No lie shall remain. You are covered. You are chosen. You are remembered. And most of all, you are deeply, eternally loved, still here, than heaven knew you would be. You're not just passing time. You're stepping into a divine moment that was prepared long before you even knew this message existed. You're not late. You're not behind. You're right on time. Heaven arranged every second leading up to this. Every detour, every delay, every heartbreak. It all brought you here because something sacred is opening right now around you. In you, through you. And listen, if you've been feeling like you've lost control lately, like everything in your life is unraveling faster than you can fix it, I want you to stop trying to hold it all together. Stop. Just breathe. Because sometimes things have to fall apart so heaven can rebuild them the right way. The shaking in your life hasn't been punishment. It's been realignment. You asked for peace, but peace can't come until the things not meant for you are removed. And I know losing things hurts. Losing people hurts. But not every loss is a curse. Some losses are deliverance in disguise. You may not understand it yet, but you will, because tonight you will feel peace where there has been nothing but pressure. You will feel warmth where you've been cold for too long. And when you close your eyes, you'll feel something you haven't felt in ages. Safe. I see your tears. Don't wipe them away too quickly. Let them fall. Those aren't just emotions. Those are spiritual confirmations. Every tear falling right now is cleansing your soul from grief you didn't even know you were carrying. You've been trying to be strong for too long, holding in too much, smiling through too much, carrying too much. And heaven says, you don't have to be strong right now. You just have to be still. Be still and know that God is fighting for you. Even when you don't see it, even when you don't feel it, you don't have to fight every battle. Some are won just by staying in faith, just by holding on. And look, you're still here. After everything, that says something. That says everything. Do you want to know how close you are to break through? The pressure you've been feeling lately, that suffocating tension in your mind, your home, your heart, that means you're right on the edge. The enemy doesn't attack what isn't a threat. And you, beloved, are a massive threat to darkness. That's why you've been under fire. But here's the truth. No one told you. Fire doesn't just destroy. It purifies. It reveals gold. And tonight, the fire around your life is becoming the fire within your soul. You're not who you were a year ago or even a month ago. You've grown. You've survived things that others didn't make it through. You've made it out of pits that were meant to swallow you. And you did it, without applause, without a spotlight. And guess what? Heaven saw it all. Every silent battle, every quiet cry, every moment you didn't give up, and now heaven is responding. Do you feel that pull again? That sense that something sacred is happening even though you can't see it yet. That's your spirit being activated. That's your divine identity rising from the ashes of your pain. Archangel Michael is not just visiting your space. He's planting protection there. There is now angelic covering over your doors, over your windows, over your bed, over your heart. The kind of covering that no darkness can pierce. That's why you may suddenly feel sleepy or energized, lightheaded, or filled with heat. That's heaven's energy pressing closer. You're not imagining it. You're remembering what you were born from. Light. Tonight will not be like other nights. You won't feel the same restlessness, the same fear, the same heaviness pressing down on your chest. No, that's leaving now. As these words soak into you, your soul is being refreshed. Your mind is being uncluttered. Your heart is being held. You don't have to fix it all before bed. You just have to say yes. Say, I give you permission, God. Say, take over. Say, send your angels into my home. Because when you do, you'll start noticing things. You'll start seeing small miracles. Not the lightning bolt ones, though those will come too, but the subtle ones. The peace that shouldn't be there but is. The comfort in a conversation, the timing of a call. The shift in your dreams. The way certain negative people start falling off without explanation. Don't chase them. Don't question it. That's spiritual alignment taking place. That's heaven pruning your path to prepare you for what's next. Tonight will not be like other nights. You won't feel the same restlessness, the same fear, the same heaviness pressing down on your chest. No, that's leaving now. As these words soak into you, your soul is being refreshed. Your mind is being uncluttered. Your heart is being held. You don't have to fix it all before bed. You just have to say yes. Say, I give you permission, God. Say, take over. Say, send your angels into my home. Because when you do, you'll start noticing things. You'll start seeing small miracles. Not the lightning bolt ones, though come too, but the subtle ones. The peace that shouldn't be there but is. The comfort in a conversation. The timing of a call. The shift in your dreams. The way certain negative people start falling off without explanation. Don't chase them. Don't question it. That's spiritual alignment taking place. That's heaven pruning your path to prepare you for what's next. And oh, what's next is beautiful. I wish you could see what's coming. If only you knew how much God has been preparing behind the scenes. You would laugh at your fears. You would drop the stress. You would stop begging for crumbs from people who don't even know your worth, because what's coming for you doesn't look like your past. It doesn't sound like your pain. It looks like restoration. It sounds like redemption. You've been tired of surviving. Now it's time to live. To wake up in the morning and not dread the day. To walk into rooms and not shrink your spirit. To love without fear. To hope without limits. To dream without doubting every second. That's what heaven is restoring in you tonight. The ability to believe again. Believe in love, believe in peace. Believe in yourself. And most of all, believe that God hasn't forgotten you, because He hasn't. He never left. He never stopped watching over you. He never gave up on your story. And tonight, He's rewriting it. So get ready. The wind may blow differently tonight. A scent may pass that reminds you of someone you've loved and lost. You may feel a warm presence as you fall asleep. That's heaven. That's your angels. That's Archangel Michael making good on this promise. Yes. Stay with me. You don't even realize how close you are to a spiritual shift so powerful it'll echo through generations. You reading this right now is part of something eternal. Something bigger than you, bigger than fear, bigger than the pain, bigger than anything that's ever tried to break you. Because tonight isn't just a moment, it's a door. And the way you choose to walk through it changes everything. Everything. You've been in survival mode for so long that you forgot what it feels like to breathe without guilt. To wake up without anxiety sitting on your chest like a weight you can't name. But tonight that changes. Not because you earned it. Not because you prayed the right way, but because grace showed up anyway. Because God couldn't stand watching you fight this battle alone for one more night. Because the cries you never said out loud still reached Him. Because He chose you. Archangel Michael isn't just coming to protect you tonight. He's coming to remind you of who you are. Heaven's warrior, God's beloved. The one who survived what others didn't. The one who carried burdens silently for too long. You didn't come this far just to break now. And you didn't stumble across this message by mistake. Heaven knew the exact moment you'd need to read this. That your soul would be exhausted. That your eyes would burn from holding in tears. That your spirit would be screaming, "Please just give me a sign." This is that sign and this is that night. And I know there's still fear lingering. What if nothing changes? Your mind asks. But listen. Everything has already begun changing. From the moment you opened this message, your atmosphere started shifting. Angels are already in motion. You don't have to feel it for it to be real. You just have to believe. Even just a little. Even if your belief is shaky and tired, that's all God needs to step in. You might feel something unusual tonight. A sudden chill when no windows are open, a flicker of the light. A whisper of warmth moving across your shoulders. That's your angels walking through your space. Don't be afraid. That's heaven touching earth. That's protection falling over your home like a soft blanket. That's peace returning after a long absence. There's a sacred moment coming tonight between when the world is silent and your thoughts begin to fade. In that stillness, you'll hear it. A whisper, a name, a phrase, a memory. That's the Holy Spirit speaking directly to your heart. Listen closely. Write it down if you can. That message will unlock something in you. It may not make sense yet, but it will soon. Very soon. You've been asking, how do I know God still cares about me? You're reading this. That's how you're still breathing. That's how the message found you in the exact condition your heart was in. That's how this is heaven's way of showing you that love never stopped chasing you even when you were lost. Especially when you were lost, and for the one who's thinking, but I've made too many mistakes. Let me stop you right there. There is nothing you've done that's too big for God's mercy. There is no version of you that heaven can't love. You could fall 1,000 times and heaven would still run toward you every single time. That's what tonight is about. Not punishment, not shame, redemption, a divine do-over, a second chance, a clean slate. Let the past go. Let the guilt melt. Let the shame fall off your back like chains, hitting the ground. You're not who you were. And tonight, heaven confirms it. You've been forgiven even for the things you can't forgive yourself for. You've been seen even in the darkest corners you tried to hide. You've been loved even when you felt completely unlovable. There is a light pouring into your life tonight that darkness cannot stop. Not doubt, not trauma, not fear, not regret. When God says, "Let there be light," darkness doesn't get to negotiate, and God just said those words over your life, over your mind, over your family, over every room in your house. Look around. Something's different, isn't it? You may not even know how to explain it yet, but the weight is already lifting. The noise in your head is softening. Your heart is beating with a strange calm. That's not your imagination. That's spiritual transformation happening in real time. Let the past go. Let the guilt melt. Let the shame fall off your back like chains hitting the ground. You're not who you were. And tonight, heaven confirms it. You've been forgiven even for the things you can't forgive yourself for. You've been seen even in the darkest corners you tried to hide. You've been loved even when you felt completely unlovable. There is a light pouring into your life tonight that darkness cannot stop. Not doubt, not trauma, not fear, not regret. When God says, "Let there be light," darkness doesn't get to negotiate. And God just said those words over your life, over your mind, over your family, over every room in your house. Look around. Something's different, isn't it? You may not even know how to explain it yet, but the weight is already lifting. The noise in your head is softening. Your heart is beating with a strange calm. That's not your imagination. That's spiritual transformation happening in real time. You asked for a breakthrough. You begged for a sign. You even thought, "God, if you're real, show me somehow." This is the somehow. You don't have to go back to the way things were after tonight. This is your line in the sand. You get to step forward, not in fear, but in faith. The kind of faith that says, "I don't know what's next, but I know who walks with me." The kind of faith that moves mountains, that heals hearts, that opens doors no man can shut. So tonight, before you sleep, I want you to speak this into your room, into the air, into the spirit, into your future. I invite heaven into this house. I invite God into this room. I give the angels permission to guard every door, every window, every heartbeat in this home. I release my past. I release my fear. I receive peace. I receive clarity. I receive divine protection. I receive my breakthrough. Say it out loud. Even if your voice trembles, especially if your voice trembles, because trembling voices still move mountains when they come from an honest heart. This is the beginning of something sacred. Your dreams tonight may carry messages. Your thoughts tomorrow may feel clearer. Your path may suddenly open in ways you never expected. Pay attention, because from this night forward, you are not just surviving. You are aligning. You are walking with angels. You are stepping into purpose. You are breathing under an open heaven. And no matter how loud the world gets, no matter how many shadows try to sneak back in, you will remember this moment, because the presence you feel right now, that's real. That's heaven. That's home. And here we are, the final steps of this divine encounter. You didn't click away. You didn't scroll past. You stayed. And that means something deep is happening inside of you right now. You are not the same person who began reading this. Something in you has shifted. Your heart feels lighter. Your thoughts quieter. Your chest calmer. That's not coincidence. That's what happens when heaven touches the soul directly. This was not a message you simply read. This was a spiritual appointment you were destined to meet. Archangel Michael has not left. He is still near, watching, guarding not just your physical space, but the parts of you that even you've been afraid to face, the wounds you tucked away, the questions you've buried under busy days and fake smiles. Heaven saw it all, and heaven didn't flinch. Instead, it stepped closer. Instead, it said, "Let me carry that." So, if something inside you is stirring, if your throat tightens or your eyes well up with tears, don't push it down. Let it rise. That's healing love. That's release. That's your soul exhaling after holding its breath for far too long. Tonight, something holy is happening around you. The atmosphere is different, softer, warmer. Safer. That's not just your imagination. It's angelic. There are things happening in the spiritual realm right now that your eyes cannot yet see, but your heart can feel them like a quiet vibration in the air. Walls are coming down. Chains are being broken. Doors that were sealed shut for years are being unlocked. Not by effort, not by struggle, but by the breath of God Himself. You've cried, "God, I can't do this alone anymore." And He responded by saying, "You were never meant to." There is someone in heaven who has watched over you every single day. They see how hard you've tried. They've whispered encouragement into your dreams. You may have dismissed those dreams as just memory or imagination. But it was real. They've wrapped you in their light during your darkest nights. And if you feel a sudden sense of presence near you now, it's because they're with you, standing beside your angels, placing their hand over your heart, reminding you, you are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You don't need to be perfect to receive a miracle. You just need to be willing. That's it. Just a yes. Just one quiet yes from a surrendered heart is louder in heaven than the roar of the ocean. And you've said yes by staying here, by reading these words, by choosing to believe even with doubt, whispering at your mind. That's real faith. And it's enough. More than enough. You may still face storms in life, but now you're not walking into them alone. You'll go forward with an army of angels before you, beside you, and behind you. Archangel Michael goes with you now with his sword drawn, not to destroy, but to protect. Not to fight for you, but with you. He will stand in every shadow. He will light every corner. He will speak into every fear. Be still. You are not alone. What happens tonight will mark you forever. It may be quiet. It may not come with thunder or flashes of light, but you will feel it. Something will click. You may breathe deeper, sleep better, dream clearer, wake with purpose. All because you said yes. All because you opened your heart. All because heaven spoke and for once you listened. Don't be surprised if you start seeing the number 111 or 444 more often, or if you hear your name whispered gently in prayer. These are echoes of this encounter. You'll start feeling stronger even when nothing changes on the outside. That's because something already changed on the inside. Your soul knows now. Heaven is near. You'll start sensing what's right for you and what's wrong. You'll feel uneasy around certain things that once felt normal. That's your spiritual radar waking up. Don't ignore it. That's discernment. That's your gift. And it's getting louder. Trust it. What happens tonight will mark you forever. It may be quiet. It may not come with thunder or flashes of light, but you will feel it. Something will click. You may breathe deeper. Sleep better. Dream clearer. Wake with purpose. All because you said yes. All because you opened your heart. All because heaven spoke and for once you listened. Don't be surprised if you start seeing the number 111 or 444 more often. Or if you hear your name whispered gently in prayer. These are echoes of this encounter. You'll start feeling stronger even when nothing changes on the outside. That's because something already changed on the inside. Your soul knows now. Heaven is near. You'll start sensing what's right for you and what's wrong. You'll feel uneasy around certain things that once felt normal. That's your spiritual radar waking up. Don't ignore it. That's discernment. That's your gift and it's getting louder. Trust it. God is not asking you to be a saint overnight. He's asking you to walk with Him day by day, breath by breath, moment by moment. He wants to be with you in the small things, the drive to work, the silence before sleep, the moments where no one is watching because He's always watching. And He's proud of you. Yes, proud. You didn't quit. You didn't give up. You're still here. That's victory. And now you're covered in light. So tonight when you lay your head down, know this. Angels are standing at every doorpost. Archangel Michael is at the edge of your bed. Sword drawn in flame, watching the unseen on your behalf. Heaven is no longer silent. The presence you feel in your room is real. Your breakthrough has already begun. And the miracle, it's not coming. It's here. Say this as you close your eyes tonight. I surrender. I welcome God into my heart and into my home. I receive the covering of Archangel Michael. I receive healing. I receive peace. I receive divine protection. I declare this house is holy ground. I will rest. I will rise. And I will walk in light. And just like that, the spiritual door swings wide open. You did it. You said yes. You heard the message. You accepted the call. And now it begins. A new chapter, a higher frequency. A deeper peace, a sacred life. This isn't goodbye. This is the beginning of everything. Heaven is with you, always has been, always will be. And tonight, your house becomes holy ground. Even now, as the final words of this message settle deep into your soul, something is still.